When the Kaiser Chiefs began their career under the moniker Runston Parva in 1997, they had plans to take over the charts with their infectious, hooky indie rock sound. It wasn't until 2005 that the band saw success, with their new wave meets Britpop inspired sounds managing a barrage of hits that are still seeped into the British psyche today. Singer Ricky Wilson met his bandmates at school. After some back and forth with bandmates to and from university, the group went from Runston Parva to the Kaiser Chiefs. The band was named after a South African football team that iconic Leeds United player Lucas Radebe had come from. Simon Ricks says this about the band name's origin.
For me, I think we knew Lucas had come from Kaiser Chiefs. Lucas was funny because he came to Leeds. Suddenly he came from nowhere and was this amazing defender, putting his body on the line and doing all the things that Leeds fans love. The link with Leeds and the link with Lucas, I really, really liked it. I thought it made it special.
Despite Liam Gallagher's dismissive remarks about the Kaiser Chiefs being a naff blur, they are one of the best-selling artists from Leeds, with 3.5 million album sales under their belt, with around 2 million of that attributing to their debut masterpiece Employment in 2005. Employment is a comment on British culture and the mundanity of modern life. As mentioned, taking cues from late 70s new wave and 90s Britpop stylings, a la Park Life or All Mod Cons, with songs like Every Day I Love You Less and Less, commenting on resisting the urge to return to a toxic ex-partner.
I can't believe once you have needed sex. You make me sick to think of you undressed. Since every day I love you less and less.
And Oh My God, a modern wave, describing being sick of the day-to-day and wishing for more.
I know, I've seen it. It was great. I don't want it. There's no point sitting, going crazy on your own.
However, of this Employment era of Kaiser Chiefs, there is one song that has created impact above all else. The myth behind I Predict a Riot starts with a club night called Pigs at the Hi-Fi Club in Leeds, run by Nick Hodgson and Ricky Wilson. Ricky recalls the Ace of Spades playing and the club getting increasingly rowdy. Tom Greetorex from Black Wire saw the commotion and leant over to the boys and told them,
"We need to do something because I predict a riot."
I Predict a Riot is a bona fide indie disco classic from the Kaiser Chiefs, with a driving guitar riff leading the tune, the signature sounds of piano, synth, organ and even theremin spattered throughout the song, helping fill the space. Ricky's vocals paint the image of someone's experiences during the night in a rough British town, with lyrics like,
Walking to town is quite scary, but not very sensible either. A friend of a friend, he got beaten. He looked the wrong way at a policeman. Would never have happened.
The song details an all too real account of a boozed up rough town that everyone in Britain can relate to, with aggravated tracksuit laden chavs ready to get into scraps, girls on nights out freezing in tiny outfits, paranoia about looking at the police in the wrong way. We've all been walking through a high street at the wrong time after a bit of a night and felt this way one time or another. AllMusic describes the song as another prime example of the band's barbed, pissed off pop. Complete with signature harmony vocals from Nick and an insanely catchy hooky chorus that has become a staple of British rock radio and, alongside their other singles Oh My God and Every Day I Love You Less and Less, helped define the indie scene of the noughties. I Predict a Riot peaked at number 2 in the UK indie charts, also charting in Belgium, Germany, Ireland, Australia and more, selling 600,000 copies and going certified platinum. It also found its way onto Guitar Hero 3 as DLC and Gran Turismo 4's soundtrack. In 2005, the Kaisers had their Glastonbury debut, playing at the Pyramid Stage. Legendary festival Glasgow needs no introduction, and the Kaiser Chiefs played the festival as you'd expect. Rain, mud, thunderstorms and dinghies out in the fields. Garnished with an inflatable dinosaur and Ricky crowd surfing, this was a landmark in the Kaiser Chiefs' career. The following year, the band beat out Oasis, Kasabian, Hardfire and Franz Ferdinand to win Best Rock Act at the Brits in 2006, as well as winning Best British Live Act and Best British Group in the same evening. They were on top of the world.
Kaiser Chiefs.
After the unprecedented success of their debut album, the Kaiser Chiefs had a lot to live up to with their follow-up, Yours Truly, Angry Mob, releasing on the 26th of Feb 2007. Arguably, they suffered from the second album slump, with some critics calling it bloated and bashing the cliché of society is bad that plays a strong thematic role throughout. Pitchfork said about the record, "The central flaw of Mob, and it's a profound one, is that its attempt to refine employment's boundless levels of boyish vigour with introspection and intellect comes across as tired and bored." And drowned in sound, quote, "Kaiser Chiefs seem to have settled for the humdrum, ambitionless settlement of Blandsville." Others might see Angry Mob as a huge success. What with the single to promote said record being Kaiser Chiefs' only number one single, Ruby, which became another cultural touchstone for the time. The album went double platinum in the UK and was nominated for a Q Award under the Best Album category. Yet despite all this, Ricky still says this about Ruby. "Ruby is our biggest song, but I Predict a Riot has the best reaction live all around the world." Which speaks for itself, really. To summarise, the Kaiser Chiefs are a staple of the noughties indie scene in the UK, and with songs like I Predict a Riot still getting radio play today, it's clear to see why. Their penchant for writing catchy indie pop rock tunes with hooky choruses and high energy throughout proves to be a great success, and their legacy still stretches into the underground today, even if nobody would like to admit it, with bands like Feet and Sports Team keeping the social commentary Brit-rooted indie rock flame alight. The Kaisers still tour and make new records today, but nothing comes close to their success and quality of their early output. Their impact is undeniable, and they have well and truly made their mark in the history tradition of UK indie guitar groups.